What is up, Insaners? We are back with a new video and it's our first of the cheat sheet series that we'll be doing every week. Today's video will help you guys prepare in the best possible way for Game Week 29. We'll talk about some of the best players to target along with a few differentials who would help you improve your rank this week. We'll also discuss a top captain picks for Game Week 29 along with transfer strategies for those managers who are not using their free hit this week. Now guys, in case you're using a free hit chip this week, we've also made a video on the top 3 free hit drafts along with the team structure, so make sure you check that out. You'll find a link to that video in the description below. Guys, I'm super excited about today's video. Going forward, we're thinking of doing a cheat sheet video every week, so in case you like this concept, do give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if you would like to see something else on the channel. I would be really happy to work on that. As always guys, if you're new around here, subscribe to our channel Insanely Football for weekly FPL content. We are working on some really interesting Premier League content as well, and please do check that out during the upcoming international break. So let's start today's video by getting into the first section, the best players to target for Game Week 29. We'll first talk about the players that you could target for this game week and beyond, and then focus on top picks for Game Week 29, or in case you are on your free hit this week. Our first pick is Harry Kane. He has been brilliant this season. He's among the top 3 forwards for goal attempts, chances created, goals and assists. His XGI, which is the expected goal involvement, is also pretty high. This tells us whatever Tottenham creates going forward, Kane would be generally at the center of it. To me, the game against Aston Villa doesn't look like one where Tottenham won't score. I feel it won't be a hammering from Spurs, but I can still see a couple of goals in there and Kane should get a decent haul. Our second pick from Tottenham is Gareth Bale. Now with Son mostly out of the game against Villa, Bale should start the game. The problem with him is still the same though. We know that he won't definitely last for 90 minutes, but with the exception of the Arsenal game, he's played really well. If I had an option of going for a double up on Spurs, I would definitely go Bale instead of Lloris or Reguilon. Bale has a decent goal threat and also has the ability to pick a pass for the likes of Kane to finish. Spurs have a good run of fixtures till Game Week 32, after which they blank in Game Week 33. Until then, Bale is a very decent option. Our next pick is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Arsenal. He did not start the game against Tottenham because of a disciplinary issue, but he should feature against West Ham. A thing to note here is that Gunners also have a midweek Europa League game, but I feel he'll definitely start against the Hammers. Aubameyang is playing more centrally, and no doubt that has improved Arsenal's attack. They also have decent fixtures in the coming game weeks, and he could be a great premium differential. Kieran Tierney is another option, but I would want to see a little more from him before getting him in my team, considering it'll be a long-term transfer. But guys, if you are on a free hit, he's definitely a great option. We also have a couple of options from West Ham and should definitely consider them in the longer run. If I have to go for one attacker from the Hammers, it would definitely be Jesse Lingard. He didn't feature in Game Week 28 against Man United, and West Ham really struggled to create anything without him. He's in the top 5 midfielders for goal attempts over the last 5 game weeks. Now keep in mind this is after he has played a game less than everyone around him. He's making a lot of runs in the final third and has taken the load of Antonio and surely seems like the better option between the two. Our other West Ham pick is Aaron Cresswell. The defender is also on set pieces and that really increases his appeal by a great deal. He has created 7 chances in the last 5 game weeks, providing 2 assists, making him the top in terms of FPL points among all defenders. I feel West Ham is quite capable of keeping clean sheets and Cresswell will play a major role if that happens. Another option is Craig Dawson if you don't have the budget, but if I had to pick one player for my team, it would definitely be Cresswell. Our next set of players are from Leeds United, who would be highly owned this week. Whether free hitting or not, most of us would have a double or even a triple up on Leeds. Stuart Dallas is the most popular option among defenders. Dallas plays in midfield these days, and that's a huge plus for FPL managers, as there's more potential for attacking returns along with the added bonus of getting a rare Leeds clean sheet. He's worth holding on till Game Week 30, post which Leeds fixtures get a bit tricky. Now coming to our midfield Leeds option, Rafinha. He has been Leeds signing of the season by a huge distance, guys. His numbers look really encouraging. Over the last 5 game weeks, he has created 20 chances along with 16 goal attempts. He looks the most likely to get a goal or an assist in that Leeds team. It's still surprising to see his ownership is so low. I feel if he was slightly higher in price, more managers would have had faith in playing him or even captaining him this week. Our Leeds options among forwards is Patrick Bamford. He's most likely to play against Fulham, and Bielsa mentioned that the knock on his hip is not that serious. Now the Fulham game might be a tight one, but Leeds have the ability to score against anyone. Plus Bamford gets a lot of chances to score, and he's a good option this week and worth holding on till Game Week 30. Now guys, these are some players you could target not only for Game Week 29, but also for the upcoming game weeks. Let's look at some really good differential picks for Game Week 29. These options are a great way to differentiate from the set template and do things a bit differently. One team that everyone should look at for Game Week 29 is Brighton and their defense. One of the cheapest playing goalkeepers in the game is Robert Sanchez. He has not kept a lot of clean sheets in recent games, but is a good shout against a struggling Newcastle United. He's a better pick than the likes of Martinez, Melior and Areola, who have slightly tougher games this week. Now in terms of defenders, the first name that we have is the Brighton captain Lewis Dunk. He has had a pretty good season in the heart of their defence. He's also had the additional goal threat from set pieces and is facing Newcastle United, who is missing a lot of attacking players. Brighton don't concede a lot of shots and rank among the top 2 for big chances and expected goals conceded in the last 5 game weeks. Guys, in my opinion, Dunk is looking good for a decent points haul this week. Our cheapest option in defence is Veltman from Brighton. He's looked good recently and ranks top for goal attempts and second for expected goals in the last 5 game weeks. Brighton have been decent from a defensive point of view, and to be fair, this game against Newcastle has 0-0 written all over it. Honestly, I would take that if I have a Brighton defender in my team. Now, a lot of you might also look at their attack. There are a couple of options in Trossard and Gross, but personally, I would have preferred them more if I wasn't a free hit this week. They have tough fixtures after game week 29, and I'm not expecting their attackers to go insane in those games. Also, getting a Brighton defender and keeping them on the bench from game week 30 onwards disturbs the balance of my team, so I won't be doing it. Another team to focus this week is Fulham. None of their players are highly owned, and they have some really good options in attack. Our first pick is Ademola Lookman, arguably Fulham's best player this season. He's looked good in attack and ranks among the top 5 midfielders for goal attempts and chances created in the last 5 game weeks. Now, Leeds' defense has improved, but they still tend to leave themselves open at the back, and a runner like Lookman could expose that very well. Another attacking option is the striker Josh Maja. He, along with Lookman, has led Fulham's revival to drop out of the relegation spots. Maja has been a good signing for the London club, with 12 goal attempts and 2 goals in his last 5 game weeks. His XG across the same time ranks him ahead of the likes of DCL, Antonio and Bamford, and he could be another good shout that most of the managers would ignore this week. Now guys, these are some of the players who target for game week 29 and even the upcoming game weeks. Now before we get into our team selection for game week 29, let's review how we did in game week 28. We got 48 points, so just around the average mark. The defenders guys, they really saved us this week, otherwise it would have been a shocking score. The Man City duo of John Stones and Ruben Diaz, they both started this week and got a clean sheet against Fulham. That wasn't really surprising, but John Stones made it even better by scoring a goal, and that was a huge relief. Luke Shaw was another player who did really well this week, getting a clean sheet and 3 bonus points. He has been massive since we've got him in our team, and there's no way we are taking him out of our team. Coming to the rest of the team guys, it was one of the worst weeks we've had in terms of our midfield and attack. Lingard and Gundogan didn't feature, and none of our other 6 players provided any attacking returns. This included our captain Harry Kane, who came a lot close a couple of times at the end of the game against Arsenal. It was just one of those weeks where none of the premiums did anything. Luckily the average score was pretty low and we didn't lose out on much. I'm hoping for a green arrow this week guys, so fingers crossed there. Now let's talk about our team for game week 29 and what we are planning to do in terms of transfers. Post this, we'll cover some of the most popular captain picks for this week. Now because of only 4 fixtures taking place this week, it'll be really hard for managers to field a playing 11, especially for those who are not using their free hit chip. In terms of the defense right now, we have only 2 players in Dallas and Veltman, but we're thinking of shipping out Stones for someone who plays in game week 29. Man City has some huge games coming up, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of rotation, so it might be a wise move to probably let go of the double up. In midfield guys, we had 3 players in Son, Rafinha and Lingard. Now Son got injured against Arsenal and is definitely out of the Villa game this week. That leaves us with only 2 playing midfielders for game week 29, and we're thinking of getting at least 1 playing midfielder this week. Now finally that time has come guys. Finally Mo Salah is the one that we're looking to sell, as he's holding a lot of value in our squad. Now I feel Liverpool have some decent games coming up, and Jota probably is a better value option at the moment. Now the Jota move gives us a lot of cash to bring in Fernandes in a few weeks, or even Aubameyang as a premium differential. Coming to our attackers, we have a full stack of all 3 of them mostly featuring this week. Kane, Bamford and Antonio are all good options. Guys, I really like the look of Maja from Fulham, but I don't think it's worth taking out a playing player this week, especially when we are struggling to field a playing 11. All 3 of our forwards are good options for the next few weeks, and we might look at the likes of Vardy or even the Everton duo of Richarlison and DCL once we activate our wildcard in game week 31. Right now we have 8 players who are playing in game week 29. With a couple of transfers, that number might go to 10 for the week, which is definitely more than the average. Now let's talk about our transfer options for game week 28. We have 2 positions in mind. We're thinking of getting a defender and a midfielder this week. The first option is to replace John Stones for Aaron Cresswell. West Ham will definitely try to push for the top 4 this season, and that means attacking every game possible. My earlier thoughts were to get in a Chelsea defender in place of Stones. I still might do that next week when they face West Brom, and Veltman could provide that outlet. Our other defender is Dallas, and I'd like to keep him till I activate my wildcard. Now the second transfer that I'm thinking is taking on Mo Salah and getting Aubameyang as a decent premium differential. Arsenal have West Ham this week and Liverpool in Game Week 30, but it's not that a Liverpool clean sheet is guaranteed. Arsenal's attacking numbers have improved and the fixtures after the Liverpool game look good for a longer hold. It's surely a bit risky with the Europa League in play, but I think it's a risk worth taking. Now one thing to note here is that I'm not looking to replace Son, as he should be back post the international break, and a sideways transfer to Bale might not really make a huge difference in the long run. If I make 2 transfers here, I would be taking a -4, but it could be worth it even if one of Aubameyang or Cresswell gets a huge haul this week. Now this would also leave me with 10 players playing this week, and that's definitely a good number. Now let's talk about some of the best captain picks for Game Week 29. With only 4 fixtures this week and not many premiums involved, this is a week to take a few risks in terms of captaincy. Guys, Harry Kane would be the most popular pick this week. He's a good shout, but I'm still not expecting Tottenham to smash Villa. A couple of other interesting picks are Aubameyang and Rafinha. Both of them are playing really good defenses, but they would be differential choices this week. Safer is definitely Kane, but if you're really okay with the additional risk, both Aubameyang and Rafinha look good. Our alternate picks include Bale from Tottenham. Now betting against Tottenham scoring in the Villa game would be difficult, and Bale is expected to be heavily involved in most of the Spurs attacking threat. Guys, the second option that we have here is Patrick Bamford from Leeds, and he should definitely play against Fulham. Bamford is highly owned, but not a lot of managers would captain him this week, so that gives him a kind of a differential appeal if he's able to score against Fulham. I also fancy Fulham to score against Leeds, and Lookman is a go-to pick from their attack. Now captaining Maja would definitely make him the ultimate differential in Game Week 29, and if you own him instead, he's also a decent punt for this week. That'll be all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this cheat sheet with me. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions regarding transfers or free hit strategy. Please do hit the like button if you found this video useful. Also do subscribe to our channel Insanely Football for all the good FPL stuff. We will be doing a deadline stream this week, so make sure you join us for that. It's going to be our first live stream and I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Have a good week ahead, and I'll see you Insaners next time.